Hi guys, this is the Oracle, and I'm back for my first draft of 2016, and it might also be my last draft, my last vintage cube draft for this winter, since it's soon gonna be over, and as soon as Oath of the Gatewatch is available online, I will post a draft of this set, which I hope is gonna be good. I mean, I like the return to Zendikar a fair amount, but I'm a bit bored now. Now let's get into the draft. So there is a library of Alexandria, which is fairly sick. I think I'm gonna take that. Um, I've had a good amount of success with Deceiver, Pestermite, Splinter Twin, Kiki decks. Thran Dynamo is always a good pickup. It's good in a lot of different archetype. Probe is a card that I do like, but that is not crazy. I think yeah, taking the library is fairly good. I mean, having this card on your opening end will win you. I mean, it will mean you are almost sure to win the game unless you play it bad or you mulliganed. And if you get it later, well, that's a colorless mana, so it's not bad. But this card can be fairly sick or do nothing. But when it's good, it's really good. And as I think I mentioned in other draft, I've been want I've been wanting to try Darity for a good amount, and I didn't have the time yet, so I might take that. Um, Spec is not great overall. I do like Metamorph better. I think Metamorph is just better than Dareti, but I want to try Dareti. Dimir Signet is probably also a better pickup, uh, but I kind of want to try this card and try to build around it and build something funny, basically. So I'm gonna take it, even if, as I said, some better picks exist in that pack. Here, I'm quite sure I'm gonna take the Power Stone, as it's an artifact, which is nice for Darity, because I want to build an artifact deck. And I guess Groot Signet could be an option, since even if I don't think I'll end up green, it powers up a turn 3 Darity, which is nice. Uh, actually, I mean, what I would love to get is a Nizat Signet, since I really want to end up blue-red if I can, but this is actually a better pick than the Power Stone, I think, even if I do like Power Stone. Archive is fine, but nothing crazy. I mean, I would take Warren Power Stone over it, and overall this pack is fairly bad. I mean, nothing great. I guess Heartbeat is nice for a combo, but that aside, there is nothing great. And with Signet, I can actually turn 3 the Reti and turn 4 sacrifice my Signet and get the Colossus, the Blightsteel Colossus that I would have discarded with Darity, because this is what I do. This is what I hopefully will do. Anyway, Arid Mesa is decent as it is a fetch in a color we are already playing. Temple would be probably nice, since I would want to be blue-red. Show and Tell that early is actually fairly interesting, since you can build around it. And if I'm red, I could actually be some kind of Sneak and Show Dareti deck. Sneak and Show artifact deck with Tinker, Show and Tell, Sneak and Show, and Fat Artifact, and some Eldrazi. That could be interesting. I mean, the other option would be to take the Signet, which is always a good pick, but I think since it's quite early in the draft, I'm gonna take this Show and Tell and try to do something a bit sick. Same thing here. The Signet would be a really nice pick, but I think I'm gonna take the Tutor now that I have a fairly insane sorcery to fetch. Uh, yup. And we might end up not even playing this artifact nonsense that I was talking about earlier. So yeah, I'm taking the Tutor, and whatever this will end up being, I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, it will definitely be my goal today. Magma Jet is decent, but nothing crazy. I guess Duplicant is an artifact, it's also removal. Um, it could be interesting. Um, Gift and Given is actually pretty sick with the Reti, since, I could just fetch some artifacts, put them back into play. By the way, I was talking about Blightsteel Colossus, but Blightsteel Colossus do shuffle in the library, so it would not work, but anything else would work with. I'm not sure that I want that though. I think I'm gonna take Jace, as it is a good pick up there, and um, um, what was I saying? The um, the gift and given might actually wheel. Um, Tamio is interesting, but I think I'm gonna take the Signet. I mean, red Signet are gonna be good with the Reti. And yeah. That's a good option, I think. Winter Orb is also an interesting card with the Reti and the Welder. But do I want to take that? There is not much else, but I guess a Marsh Flat could actually probably not fetch anything I'm gonna take this Winter Orb. It's a pretty unique effect and it might become useful in my deck. Here I'm gonna take the Probe, as it's just a nice card to have in one's deck, and Torchfiend, I mean, does not give me I mean, it does not the torch thing does not help me a lot right now. I mean, I'd rather have some other option to destroy artifacts if I need to do that. Generally, is not the best here, but with 2 red Signet, you can easily play that on turn 3, and it gives you card advantage. I do like Repeal a decent amount, but I think with 2 red Signet, um, that makes Chandra good enough that you want to take it over a repeal, which is nice, but nothing crazy. This pack has not much. I mean, Heartbeat is strong for combo. I'm gonna take Needle. It's a decent sideboard option. If I'm playing Artifact, it could be good too. And the Temple Wheel, which is very nice since, beside the Volcanic Island and Steam Vent that you can fetch, um, the Scryland are probably my favorite lands in this cube. I mean, I do like them better than the comes into play untapped if there is one of the two basic on the battlefield. So it's really nice pickup, and there is a Steam Vent in this pack, as well as a Treasure Cruise. I really have a hard time pronouncing that card right. Uh, Anyway, Phantasmal Image would be decent too. Sword is an artifact, but I'm not playing any creature right now. I think I'm just gonna take the Steam Vent, as there is not much else for me and it's quite a perfect fixer for my deck. Hopefully I'll be able to grab either a blue or a red fetch to make this even better. Again, I don't really like swords for my deck. Um, Faceless Looting is actually an option if I want to make the Darity and maybe Goblin Welder thing happen. Uh, the both of the Insane Dragon Planeswalker are here, but I'm not really doing that. Pestermite, but I passed a Deceiver Exarch in the first booster. Looting might actually wheel. Honestly, I'm still gonna try to make this Darity thing happen, so I might take that. Electrolyze is probably willing. Bolt, it's a good removal, and it would be a decent removal, but I think Faceless Looting has an effect that is much harder to get. It's also fairly good with Darity, since you can obviously discard it, and discarding thing with Flashback is, discard advantage basically. So it's fairly nice. As I said, Planeswalker, red Planeswalker, fairly good with those Signet. Again, an equipment in my non-creature decks. Things could be a good thing to reanimate. I think it is Wheeling, so I might not take that. I think I'm taking Glen, because Glen is also a solid 3-drop if I can get those Signet, and it's just, you know, one of the best creature in the cube in my opinion. I mean, one of the best utility creature anyway. So there is that. Not much else interests me there. I mean, the Sphinx is, it's tempting because I want to make this directive thing working. But I think I still rather take the Archmage, especially since the Sphinx, I hope, is willing. Sneak attack. I'm not playing the type of deck that cast artifacts, so I mean big artifacts, so this is not very great. I will not play that many artifacts in the end. Fire and Ice would be decent. There is the Conscript for the Kiki-Jiki deck. Roast, probably a good sideboard option. I'm gonna take Sneak Attack. Right now, I think I didn't saw any Eldrazi. Oh, and there is a Sundering Titan. And a Welder, oh my god. Oh my god, that's annoying. I mean, that is annoying. The thing is, Sundering Titan can be used fairly efficiently with Show and Tell and Sneak Attack. And even if I'd like to have the Welder, it might actually will. Right now, I think I honestly need the big artifact creature more, especially since there is not that much big artifact creature in the cube. Mindslaver would be a good option. I mean, would be interesting too. Jesus Christ, the Welder though. Hmm. Hopefully it's willing. I mean, Tinker. Oh my god. So we are assembling the perfect artifact combo deck there. Spellskite would be a nice option, but I mean Tinker is perfect. I mean, I'm really glad I took the Signet fairly early. And here this Signet, eh, now that I have the Tinker, it's really tempting, honestly. The thing is, I don't have any color there, and Bloodstain and Mire actually fetch Steam Vent, so I think I should take that. Do I need my artifact for... But this Signet is really not great for my deck, so... I'm taking the Mire there, I'm not sure. Ral Zarek is fine. Nothing crazy, but again, if I can play my Planeswalker on turn 3 of the Signet, it applies pressure, it's fairly good. Here there is not much. I think Makeshift is the more threatening card. Electrolyze and Lightning Bolt wield. I'm not even sure which one is best. I kinda wanna draw cards actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Electrolyze. Bolt is very good removal spell though. Guess, yeah, I do like the fact that this draws card. Here I'm gonna take a Najani. I don't think I'll end up playing that, but whatever. And there is a Quasali Pride Mage, which is as usual with another picture. I think this is the main the main funny thing that happened in this iteration of the Vintage Cube. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is not the first time that Quasali Pride Mage image is messed up. It might be though. Anyway, Roast might I might or might not main deck that. The fact that I have a few Planeswalker makes me want to protect them. So we'll see. We'll see. It's worst case scenario is gonna be good sideboard option. Uh, and yeah, I do like the fact that we have Tinker, Show and Tell, and Sneak Attack. Um, and now that I picked up the Tinker, and I am especially happy that I took the Titan over the Welder, even if Welder would be really nice there. And the Welder wield. Slaver would be nice, but I have to take the Welder, I mean. And I basically have every blue-red card that lets you cheat big artifact into the battlefield. I don't think there's anything. I guess there is the breach, the through the breach, but that card is fairly weak. I mean it's not very different from sneak attack, I guess, but still, it is still fairly weak because sneak attack, even if you have nothing, it's a threat, and you can use it anytime. And there is the blight steel, which I cannot. Um, hmm. Actually, now that I do have the welder, I can use welder effect in response to the blight steel trigger, which is amazing. And I can also tinker the blight steel. And sneak attacking Blightsteel or tinkering it or show and tell it is actually that card is very good. I mean, when I first talked about that at the beginning of the draft, I had only Daretti, and it actually the Blightsteel would have done anything with Daretti, but now this is amazing. Now the question is, do I take the Mox Pearl, which is sick, and hope that this does well? I mean, this is the first pick, and there is absolutely no reason that someone takes the Blightsteel, since all the cards who cheated on the battlefield are in my deck. So I think it's fairly safe to take the Mox Pearl and just let the Blightsteel wheel. Um, Yulamog is fairly decent thing to sneak attack with. Not that appealing though. I do like counterspell and research a lot, but I'm just gonna take the Signet. I mean, I need those artifacts to make the Scrapper, the Welder, the Tinker. Uh, I mean, those things will make my deck work, so I have to take them. Um, but I would be definitely happy to take either Counterspell or Research or Yulamog if one of those would wheel, which I think is not very likely. Maybe Yulamog, but not both of those. And there is a channel, so at least it went after the Blightsteel Colossus, because if the channel was before the Colossus, someone might took that and then take the Blightsteel to have something to cast. And here we do have a Force of Will, which is a card I do like a lot, and a Treachery, which are probably the two best 5 mana blue spell. I might be mistaken, but those are very strong, obviously. I'm certainly gonna take either of those over Tharkan, and Cool Dota does not a lot for me. Baleful would be nice, but I don't really have the mana base to make it work. Even though I have a Bloodstained Admire, that's not really enough. Um, Treachery or Force of Will? I mean, Treachery is good, but and Force of Will too, actually. Think I don't have that many blue cards, so I should just take Treachery, because I don't have match to pitch with Force of Will. And Treachery is just a good card. Um, Even if Zuran is a 0 mana cost artifact, I don't think this is really the thing I want to take in my deck to sacrifice. Um, Catacomb doesn't fetch anything for me. Wildfire is actually fairly decent with Planeswalker and Signet, so that could be an option. I do like, yeah, Wildfire in that deck, which has only one creature that dies to it and has 3 Signet, could actually be fairly sick. I mean, Glenn Elendra dies too, I guess, but whatever. Another option would be to take Bribery. I don't like that card so much, but it's gonna be good against us, so... I mean, it's a good sideboard option, and it's also a good card against us. I think I'm actually taking Bribery, and hoping that the what was that? The Wildfire is willing, because I don't think anyone on the table wants that. Um, Through the Breach is not very appealing. I'm not even sure that I'll end up playing Sneak Attack, since even if I end up with both Thundering and Blightsteel, this will not be enough to make that strong. And actually, I didn't get any Eldrazi, and you really need something as powerful as an Eldrazi to want it through the breach, to want to play it through the breach. And Riemann is fairly perfect pickup for my deck there, so I'm taking that. Mother of Ruin, nice card, but not really for us. Same with Judgment, Dark Ritual, Searing Blaze, good into mono red, whatever. I could quicken a show and tell. Yeah, that's not. I mean, that doesn't accomplish a whole lot. I'm just gonna take Venzer. Might not make it, but it's a decent option to basically do thing. Do I want Tangle Wire? I don't think so. I think I'd rather have Anticipate and make sure I can assemble my combos, basically. And I do like Mesium Mortar as a good amount. If I have to play a few removal, Mesium is very good. As the Overload, it can actually save you the game a lot of the time. And I have 3 Signet that do produce red, which make the 3 red not that hard to get. I would definitely play that over Roast. And for some unknown freaking reason, the Blightsteel did not wheel. And honestly, that makes the deck a whole lot worse. Why would someone take that? I mean, all the good cards to make it happen are not there anymore. Jesus. Actually, I almost took the fetch for the Steam vent, but I just figured that I might, since I didn't get the Blightsteel back, I might need another way um, to kill my opponents, which is why I took the click. This pack has not matched for me. Cause, I mean, I took the makeshift mannequin, so Blightsteel cannot be reanimated either, and Shallow Grave is still there, so I mean, oh my god, the guy who took that, he wrecked me. Why would you do that? That's so unfriendly. Cause I don't think you can really cast it. I mean, there was channel, but did the people who took Blightsteel hope that channel would wheel to them since they saw the channel first? That's so sad. I would trade this Mox Pearl for the Blightsteel anytime, but honestly, I didn't think that the Blightsteel would not wheel. That seems... that's so sad. Honestly, it makes the deck a whole lot worse, because I have only one big artifact fetch, and actually I won't end up playing Sneak Attack either. Tangle Wire might actually be interesting. The fact that I don't have a Blightsteel to fetch is so bad. Tangle Wire is actually fairly nice with Welder. You put it in the grave at the end of at the end of their turn. I mean, you can just wreck their mana. Not each turn, but because you have to. I guess if you have Welder and the Reti, you can pretty much control their mana and still have yours. Oh, that Blightsteel not winning is making me so sad. I mean, with the Blightsteel, I honestly think that this would have been pretty much a top tier deck, but without it, it's way worse. I still think the deck is decent, but oh my, that's sad. And now even Show and Tell is not that great, cause that is sad. I mean, it was my first pick, so why would someone take that? I mean, the mannequin is not there anymore. The channel passed after that. I don't really know. I don't understand. I'm mad. Winter Orb is also nice with Welder. I mean, same thing as Tanglewire, I guess. And now yeah, I'm truly mad. I don't really think I want action. I need to cut 5 cards, that's a lot. That's sad. I I think I'm gonna cut those looting cards. Cause I mean, the Reti, hmm, the Reti loots himself. I don't know. I'm taking out the careful study at least. Probably not the looting though. And yeah. Oh my god. That blight steal. That's so sad. Vendor is, I guess, bribery is gonna get cut pretty much no matter what. And maybe Chandra actually, but it is, I guess, yeah, Chandra's ultimate is not good in my deck. I mean, yeah, it's really bad in my deck, so it basically is just to maybe draw card if I can play them. So it's not very appealing. And this is actually, I could play 15 land, a Mox Pearl and 3 Signet, and I think it's enough. Especially since, I mean, I'm never gonna cast that. Yeah, that's more than enough for my deck right now. And yeah, that seems like a right. Because this would be 7 red, I guess 10 with the Signet, which is more than enough. And 10 blue, which makes it fairly easy to cast my double blue. I think this deck can win, but it will not win in a funny fashion. A funny fashion would have been to cast, I mean not to cast, but to find a way to kill them with the Blightsteel, and I will not be able to do that. That is so sad, oh my god. Well, then I guess see you for the next round with a Blightsteel, Blightsteel less, I don't know, a Blightsteel missing, a without Blightsteel sad deck.